In times, it's the moment you've been waiting for, huh? Let's go. Still got angels with me. Yeah, yeah. Gather yourself together, nation undesired. Before he pour his wrath out, he waking up the tribes. Angels still with me and the Savior on our side. Before the clock strikes 12, pray you make it out alive. I heard Michael got a book in it, got names in it. Wonder who gon' perish, who gon' be delivered. Think about that book and had me shook, cause I know I was sinning. We off that, we had enough, it's back to our business. So let's get it. Say we acting brand new, we just trying to keep these garments clean. Ready for that wedding, keep your oil, it's almost time to leave. Luke 21, we see the signs, we like finally. But you ain't seen nothing yet. Gather yourself together, nation undesired. Before he pour his wrath out, he waking up the tribes. Angels still with me and the Savior on our side. Before the clock strikes 12, pray you make it out alive. Messiah got the keys to the kingdom. Worthy is the Lamb, the book is in his hand. Pour your spirit on your children, we need it. And if you doubt it, just know seeing is believing. And you gon' see, still guarding my light, got the victory, dancing with all of my might. They like, rock, what you doing? Word to David, this that Bruce step. The father undefeated, he ain't lose yet. Yeah, same faith, same Torah, nothing changed, same rules. I remember I looked in the mirror and felt shameful, like, look at what I came to. He gave us grace and I'm thankful. Prayed in '05 and it came true. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, no heart can conceive. Who trying to make this kingdom? Let's get say we acting brand new. We just trying to keep these garments clean. Ready for that wedding, keep your oil, it's almost time to leave. Luke 21, we see the signs, we like finally. But you ain't seen nothing, he coming. Gather yourself together, nation undesired. Before he pour his wrath out, he waking up the tribes. Angels still with me and the Savior on our side. Before the clock strikes 12, pray you make it out alive. Them angels still with me. Yeah, hey.
All praise. All right.
Yeah. Praise Abba. Last days.
All praises to the Most High, our Creator, our Maker, whose name is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. We want to give all glory and honor to the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, right? That's who we glory in the last days, and that's who we strive for to put this nation together for in the last days. All praise to the Most High, right? So, as you can see, tonight's lesson is the Creator's reset versus man's reset, right? If you don't know and you've been somewhere hiding, right? We've been in some scary. Yeah. What'd you say?
They under many rocks.
Right. Under big stones, right? You know, not seeing what's going on, right? For the past few years, we've been in some scary, scarce times. You know what I mean? Many prophecies are being fulfilled right before your very eyes in the last days, right? So we got to stay girded up and we got to stay wise in the last days and pull ourselves together as a nation, right? So we also just, the people just celebrated yesterday. We had a, lot of fireworks going off out here, right? It was a lovely show. Did y'all see it? Did y'all get a chance to witness the chaos that was going on yesterday? All of the bombs.
Hey, hey, look, somebody on my block was popping fireworks. It was so loud. It sounded like AKs was going off.
Right.
They were doing that jump all night.
Hey, this war zone Wednesday, right? But hey, listen, it sounded like a war zone last night. And I want people to realize. Hey, do you have that other video real quick? I want y'all to see some if you haven't seen some, because we're going into some real phases of technology here. And all these things are distractions to keep you away from looking at the obvious what's going on. So can you play that, put that spare up there. Brother Mahar. Let's check this out. This is Las Vegas, y'all. You can drive by the
Start
city
spreading the news.
and see the MSG
I'm
square.
leaving today.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
Look at this, boy. It's a good time, y'all.
Vagabond shoes. They are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. My little town blues, they are
You go ahead
melting
and feel that
away.
right there, man. That was it right there. I just wanted the people to see what great times we in while the earth is celebrating during a time of so many changes, right? People are still asleep. We're glorying in things that mean nothing, and we're not looking towards the heaven to which our salvation is at hand, right? So I want to say the water Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatah, right? For the glorious time and for the time for the lesson that we have for the people. So let's get the book of Sirach. Let's open it up. Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 13.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 51, verse 13.
Mhm.
And when I was yet young, or ever I went abroad, I desired wisdom openly in my prayer.
Right. So understand this right here, right? We should be in a time when our prayers should be to go before our creator, before our maker, and ask for wisdom, desire of the mysteries, desire of the things that you may see, that you probably don't want to observe, but you know was there the whole time that you've been born, right? Because many of us have grown up in the spirit, and we know that these days were set to come. Rather, if we want them to be now or later, or 40 years from now, that's your business. The prophecies speak for what they are, right? Verse 14.
Come, I prayed for her before the temple, and will seek her out even to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15, even from the flower till the grape was ripe, hath my heart delighteth in her. My foot went the right way, from my youth up I sought after her. I bowed down my ear a little and received her, and gat much learning.
Mm-hmm.
I profited therein, therefore I ascribe glory unto him that giveth me wisdom.
And that's right. And that's what you see before you today, right? We glory in our Creator for the wisdom that He's bestowed upon each and every one of us that go out here and put our life on the line, right? And we put ourselves and what we grew up from on the back burner to become martyrs in the last days, to become foolish preachers for the Most High's sake, to be those that are looked down upon in the last days and frowned upon as enemies of your own people for speaking truth and speaking wisdom, right? Rather, if you understand the prophecies or not, you should be listening to the wisdom that come from the word of the Lord. These are His words. You understand? You have to step outside of the messenger a lot of times and listen to the message within itself in these scriptures. Go ahead.
Verse 18, For I purpose to do after her, and earnestly I followed that which is good.
Hmm.
So shall I not be confounded. My soul hath wrestled with her in my doings. I was exact. I stretched forth my hands to the heavens above, and bewailed my ignorance of her. I directed my soul unto her, and I found her in pureness. I have had my heart joined with her from the beginning. Therefore shall I not be forsaken.
And that's right, because many of the brothers that you see that go out before you, that have the spirit to even want to speak these words of themselves in the last days, right? Not being forced, you understand, outside of the will and testament from the Most High and the spirit that come from the Heavenly Son, the Hamashiach Yahushua, right? Um, we have taken on this helm to receive this wisdom in the last days to give to our people to become learned men for the sake of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 21. My heart was troubled in seeking her. Therefore have I gotten a good possession.
Right, we get it. You get a good possession when you get the wisdom from on high. Go ahead.
The Lord hath given me a tongue for my reward,
Mm.
and I will praise him therewith. Draw near unto me, ye unlearned, and dwell in the house of learning.
So that's where we're at today. All praises to the Most High, right? You got to give the Most High a hand in the last days, man, to say the water Yahweh Shai, for even being able to, attain your ears to listen to the words of wisdom and listen to the message, listen to the different speakers, right? Listen to the different spirits that the Most High have gathered in the last days, the wisdom, that come from many generations on hand, right? These prophecies and these instructions being broken down in the last days, right? Go ahead.
Verse 24. Wherefore are ye slow? And what say ye of these things?
Hmm.
Seeing your souls are very thirsty.
Hmm.
I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourself without money.
Hmm.
Put your neck under the yoke, and let your soul receive instruction.
Hmm.
She is hard at hand to find. Behold with your eyes how that I have had but little labor, and have gotten unto me much rest.
Hmm.
Get learning with a great sum of money.
The Lord said, do what?
Get learning with a great sum of money.
You got to get learning with a great sum of money. So you got to put your money towards furthering your understanding and wisdom that come from on high. If you're gaining some level of extra wealth about yourself, you should be applying yourself and getting more books, trying to get as much of this information as you can in the last days. You understand? So you can bestow it upon your people, right? The scriptures say to buy the truth and sell it not. Go ahead.
Con. Get learning with a great sum of money, and get much gold by her. Let your soul rejoice in her mercy, and be not ashamed of her praise. Work your work betimes, and in his time will he reward you your reward.
Oh,
Asalake, in his time he will give you your reward.
Khan, all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, man. And, brothers are striving for that reward in the last days, man. Brothers that are taking the time to go out on the highways and the byways, anytime that you do that, you know, anytime that you put yourself out on the front line, to speak this truth and to use wisdom of when to speak yourself, we gotta use wisdom even with that. Some brothers, may need to take a break and analyze what it is, because I think some brothers even burn themselves out. Even the Hamashiach Yahushua had enough wisdom to know when to step away. A shalom to the family, shalom, shalom. I know we jump right into it through the spirit, right? But shalom to the family in the nation of Israel in the last day, shalom. All praises, right? So let's get into it, man. Anybody got anything they want to say?
La.
All right. Let's roll along with it. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, starting at verse 1. Let's get some wisdom from the preacher. Let's see what we're going into here today. Right?
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1.
hmm
The words of the preacher.
The words of who?
The words of the preacher.
Yeah, and I know a lot of times we get that understood with what we see today. But understand there was righteous preachers with much wisdom within the scriptures that hold that title, right, of office. You understand? Preachers of knowledge and wisdom and of prophecy to understand the things that come. Go ahead.
The son of David,
hmm
king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity
mm
of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but
Right.
the earth abideth forever.
Right. The earth abideth forever. The Most High changes these foundational principles, right? The Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, right? Who brought forth the creation aspect. Go ahead.
The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down,
hmm
and hasteth into his place where he arose.
hmm
The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
Right.
All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
All right. Go ahead and jump to verse 9.
Come, the thing that hath been, it
hmm
is that which shall be.
Right. The thing that have been and is the thing that shall be. Right. Go ahead.
And that which is done is that
hmm
which shall be done.
Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
So understand that everything that you see before you this day, right? There's no new thing under the sun. There's been many startovers that have taken to this earth that we rest on here, but that's why Heavenly Father to decide the ultimate. That's not for man to decide when to restart something, because of some virus or because of what's going on. But here's the thing: the Most High put the Spirit upon man to understand the things to come. Even if those that are of His own don't understand, He gonna put the Spirit on even the enemy to speak the truth of what it is that they're doing. They have to tell, and put their self out on the front line. That way we're not without excuse for the things that we see. That way we make the adjustments and do the things that we do. So we're secure on that day of judgment, right? Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises. Okay.
Keep
Remember
going.
that one. Yeah. Let's get skip over to chapter 3, verse 1.
Chapter 3, Ecclesiastes, chapter 3,
Mhm.
verse 1.
We're gonna skip around a little bit.
To everything there is a season,
Mm-hmm.
and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Uh-huh.
A time to be born, and
Mm-hmm.
a time to die.
That's right. I think a lot of times we forget about these general principles when it comes to our existence, right? We came into this life and we as a people fell within it. So through the sins that took place before our time, we have to understand that we have a perishing expiration date, which every man and woman must meet, right? So we have to understand that, when you see certain things go on, you just miscalculated your time scale because you had personal things that you wanted. You had vanities of vanities. You had the laborious qualities of this world. You wanted your job to last forever. You wanted your house to last forever. You wanted your generational wealth to last forever. You want to pass down things from yourself to your great, 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 great grandchildren and vanity things that mean nothing to the Most High. They mean something to you,
Hmm.
but the Most High care about what His people are doing within the earth to serve His purpose. You understand? To obtain the things that are pleasing for you. Can you do what's pleasing for Him? Because he have a whole agenda himself for the things that's pleasing for Him. So we got to understand that there's a perishing date at hand. That there's a time that things must change and switch. A destructive period that must happen to this place. Right? Everything, can't be about song and dance and having a good time. So as the earth was celebrating yesterday in glory and redemption and independency and freedom, right? Uh it was war zone. I was listening to. I was sitting there listening and separating the fireworks from the gunshots and seeing how I can separate bombs. You understand, in times of war. You understand. So while people are celebrating and having a good time, how many people you sitting there was not being moved by the sounds and the wakes of bombs being exploding next to them? Because one day that day is coming. One night you're gonna be sitting down relaxing, and all hell's gonna start to break loose, right? You're gonna hear gunshots going off every single night. You're gonna hear bombs being makeshift bombs, pipe bombs and things, explosives being set off, right? And what you're gonna do, because you you're gonna be thinking it's the 4th of July. You're gonna be thinking somebody's setting off fireworks again. So, oh, somebody still got some fireworks from the 4th. Not even realizing that the bombs is getting closer and closer to where you lay your head at, right? But go ahead.
Con. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Hmm.
A time to kill and a time to heal.
Right, you think about that heavy right there. If you ever planted a garden or anything like that, don't you treat those plants like your babies? You ever see a woman that got plants in the ground? You understand that they're tending to? They take special care of those plants. You understand? They like babies. They playing songs to them plants and all that until they uproot them. They still got to be uprooted. So don't you think the Most High with His creation and what He planted forth in this earth? Don't He know that there's a time where He got to uproot and make a change for what's to come? Go ahead.
Con. A time to break down and a time to build up.
Hmm.
A
And we
time.
got to break down. We got to break down these false ideologies that our people got going on. You
Hmm.
understand? We got to break down these falsehoods. We got to break down these false religions. We got to break down these false practices. We got to break down this idol worship, right? We got to break down all of these things that go against keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments, so that we can rule this earth in the last days, right? Go ahead.
A time to weep and a time to laugh.
All
A
right,
time to mourn and a time to dance.
right.
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Hmm.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
Listen at that. A time to an embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Don't that sound like Matthew's 10:34?
That sound about right.
Right? Don't that sound like that great separation that have to
Mm,
happen to the people in the home? Right? You embracing now. Hey, listen, there was a lot of people embracing yesterday. They had a good goddamn time, man. But you ain't gonna embrace. You ain't gonna be embracing that way much longer. There was a lot of our people that's still caught up in the system of wanting to serve this nation and thinking this nation is for you, right? So we got to give you your nation back, man. We got to give you your nation back. We got to give you your inheritance back, right? And we got to show you who you're supposed to be pledging your allegiance to in the last days, man. Right? Go
Hey,
ahead.
yeah, I got that Matthew 10:34 if you want it.
Um, not
Later,
for the sake. Yeah, huh?
later or now? Oh,
Yeah, you can go ahead and get it now. Go ahead. Yeah, that's cool.
come on. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Hmm.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
And
For
you
I'm
understand that right there. If you could understand that, that's that. That's that. Without embrace. That's that separation. That's that. No more love and peace in the home. Go ahead.
for I am come to set a man at variance against his father,
Hmm.
and the daughter against her mother,
Hmm.
and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Hmm.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So you gotta let that settle in and sink in, man, for the days ahead that we got going on. You understand? We gotta see if the people around you fit, the protocols of what's to come. The agenda of the Most High. Whose agenda are we following? Are we following man's agenda? Are we following man's reset? Are we ready for the reset of man? Or are we ready for the reset of the Creator? You understand? The one who woke you up. Are you ready for his reset? For his great reset? Or are you ready for man's and see what they're gonna do? Because they got one for you too. I thought you knew it's coming real soon. Right? It already started. You understand? But go ahead.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
All right, we can yield on that right there. You
Huh.
understand? That's playing within itself, right? You got to love the Most High over all, right? The Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son. That's your purpose. Because loving them is loving your neighbor, loving your people next to you. Once you understand that, once you keep that, then you know that your people is the greatest, and you must not wrong that which is next to you, your neighbor. Go ahead.
Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a
Right?
time to keep and a time to cast away,
Hmm.
a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Right. So that's that wisdom right there of understanding that, you gotta know when to hold your peace, and you gotta know when to speak through the spirit. You gotta know when the Most High is setting forth your foots and guiding you aright to speak his words directly. Go ahead.
Huh. A time to love
Hmm.
and a time to hate.
Right. So we gonna have listen, there was a lot of love yesterday. There was a lot of people look like they love one another yesterday, boy. But I'm telling you, when you no longer see them hot dogs passing, let's see where the love is. when, when you looking at your brother eating that hot dog and he ain't got one for you, and that's the last hot dog, and you don't know when you're gonna get your next. Let's see. Let's see what happened there. Let's see what spirit you in. Because you ain't been fasting. You ain't been praying. You ain't been treating your temple right. You ain't been loving your neighbor right. So how you gonna know how to act on that day?
Mm-hmm.
See, if you would have been with a brother, brother would have split that thing up and said, "Listen, we all eating."
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Or hey, look, but look, or we could just have our other captain, Captain Raul, bring the hot dogs around. He ain't bringing them around for everybody. He's only bringing them around for his brothers.
Con. Hey, and that's the self sufficiency of what it is, and what we need to start to gather ourselves to. And that's a part of what this is, right? This is about, you know, um, dependent on one another and not the system, right? But go ahead.
A time to love and a time to hate.
Hmm.
A time of war and a time of peace.
Right. So there was a little peace yesterday for some people, because there was a lot of people that got shot up yesterday too.
Mhm.
You see that? So there was a lot of peace, but there was also war for some for people in the midst of all of that crazy mess that was going on. You see that? But one day, like I said, it ain't gonna be fireworks and shooting your bullets off in the air, wasting bullets for no damn reason. One day you're gonna need those bullets.
Mhm.
You see that? And then because you've been shooting in the damn air, playing around, right? Like it's a damn game, and not building yourself up and getting ready for war. You ain't even gonna know how to use that damn gun on that day because you've been playing, right? When is playtime gonna be over for the people? When you gonna see what's knocking at the front door? War is coming,
Mhm.
right? Civil unrest is coming in the midst of all your folly and madness, right? Go ahead.
Con. Yesterday, this weekend, it was actually yesterday. There was 3 total mass shootings that we know of.
See that?
It was madness yesterday.
See that? And I think a couple days ago, what, like 30 people got shot in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
See that? So these people ain't playing out here, right? They playing, but they ain't playing. You still playing with each other. You taking your brother's life, but really, watch. You gonna see. You gonna see when that great number start depleting of men that look like you and me, right? And it ain't enough of us around here, but those that got the wisdom, you gonna know, right? Who's been speaking amongst you in the last days. You're gonna know when you've been hearing these words come out that we ain't been playing, right? That we've been woken up by the spirit and been sent out through the spirit to speak the truth of the spirit, which is the word in the last days, right? Where we at?
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth?
Mm-hmm.
I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it.
Mm-hmm.
He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end.
Understand that, right? Understand that, right? Where we at?
Verse 11.
So verse 11, right? Let me get chapter 4, verse 1 through 3. All right. Somebody else grab Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. We're gonna start rolling. I'm gonna start calling these out. And somebody can grab Joshua chapter 24 and verse 1. Right? Let's go.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 1.
Mhm.
So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Right?
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter.
Right. Because the tears of us, our people, where's the comforter at? Our comforter lie within the holy scriptures. You understand? With the spirit that's from on high. You understand that? That's where our spirit and our comforter lie in the last days, right? The Hamashiach, right? That spirit that he had, that he walked with upon the face of the earth. You understand? But our people are void of that wisdom. So you have no comforter in the midst of your oppression, right? Because you lack wisdom and foundational principle in the last days. Go ahead. What was that? What was the brother scripture he had up there?
Uh, Romans 13:11.
Oh, Khan. That's right. That's right. Beautiful precept right there, right? You understand? And that's what you must observe. You could go ahead and get that for the brother. Beautiful precept, right?
Come, the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11.
Hmm.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
That's right. Go ahead.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Right. We didn't. Hey, listen. If you was breaking these things down 20, 30 years ago, hey, it was far fetched for many people's understanding the words that was coming out, the things that's written in these books, right? Far fetched. But now it's simply plain. Now you could go into the book of Revelations and point out prophecy right in front of your face
Mhm.
as you see it. Now you could go all through the books of Isaiah and point out prophecy right in front of your face and say, man, okay, these things are coming to pass. All in the books of man. Everything's lining up. Oh man. Oh boy. You know. But are you putting on the spirit? Go ahead.
Con. And on the side of their oppressors, there was power.
Hmm. And
They
on the side of the oppressors, there was power. See, the oppressor got power right now. You see that the oppressor understand their position right now.
Mhm.
They understand to put their foot on your damn neck. You understand? They understand to rule over you with rigor, to cause you to err, to make you break, to fumble you as much as they can, so you don't come to your position of power. You understand? The oppressor know that because that's what gives them the power. As long as you don't come to your righteousness and that faithful number, he still rule upon the face of the earth. Right? Go ahead.
Con. But they had no comforter.
Hmm.
Wherefore I praise the dead, which are already dead, more than the living, which are yet alive.
Mm.
Yea, better is he than both they, which hath not yet been, who hath not seen the evil work that is done under the sun.
See that right there? Let that sink in, man. Hey, this is wisdom coming on here saying, listen, hey, I wish there was some people that ain't have to see the stuff that was going on under the sun, the wickedness, the damn devil trying to blot out the marvelous works from creation. You trying to cloud out the damn sky because you can't take it. You don't like the sun?
Crazy.
How
And
you
you,
don't? How
hey,
you wake up one day and say, hey, how you wake up one day and look up at the heavens and say, you know what, man, the hell with that sun. I'm gonna just go ahead and just see if I could color over it.
mm-mm-mm. And the crazy thing is that you know that eliminates at least 80 to 90% of all the things that are solar powered when they do it.
Mm,
They're gonna do
that's right. Go ahead.
it. Con.
Verse
Again,
9. Jump to verse 9, Salaki. Jump to verse 9.
okay. Let me go to, two are better than one
Right?
because they have a good reward for their labor.
Mm-hmm.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But
Mm-hmm.
woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
Understand that, Israel, right? While we're supposed to be in the midst of our enemies, we're supposed to be gathering together, like the brother said. If we're without, we can call up a brother, say, listen, bring us something over here, okay? Because this is for us. You understand? So if we have a brother next to us that have a position of power, he can do what? He can help the people around him, right? And vice versa. That way we're putting people in certain places in position of power to put these pieces together, so we can be self-sufficient and self-sustain ourselves in the last days, right? And be that autonomous, separated group that the Most High told us to be. But we still want to follow the system when we could create our own, right? We've done it so many times throughout the course of history. But the thing is that we forgot the way, right? We forgot to put that love and trust in a brother next to us, right? Hey, Shalom, all praise to the Most High. Yahweh Shem Shabbat, right?
But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
But woe to you alone when you ain't got nobody next to you, okay? Because you ain't want to gather yourself together, right? Because you didn't want to see the righteousness that was before you of the people who was gathering themselves to the greater cause of what's to come. Go ahead.
They want it to be an individual like.
An individualite, a keyboard scoffer warrior, Mr. I know it all from my couch. Well, how about come out on the streets with us and let's break bread then? Let's just, show us how we should teach the people if you got a problem. You just come out and do your work and we'll do ours and seal the nation. That's it. What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
you know. But you're gonna find we're dealing in a time where knowledge is increased. So we no longer shooting each other down, bang bang. You know, we got hatred for each other. Through the curses. But now I'm gonna bang my brother out through this knowledge. I'm a knowledge warrior now. And being a knowledge warrior, and you ain't built yourself up to be a warrior. You understand? Is why our people are out here in the midst of these streets getting shot up. Okay. So you better use wisdom and build yourself up and stop playing. Stop playing because war is coming on these streets while you out here teaching, right? While you out here standing strong for the Lord. If you ain't ready to go out here and really be what you say and you talking to people some type of way, and you better be ready when that day comes. You understand? When your enemy pull up, rather your brother or not, you better be ready for that day because it's coming, rather you like it or not. So if you ain't been preparing, the people around you ain't been preparing, right? You're gonna be sleep on that day. You understand? You ain't gonna have no strong men around you. But let's get into it, right? Hey, play that. let's play that one on the World Economic Forum. Let's get into it. And everything we do is fair use and for educational purposes. Okay, fair use and educational purposes is what we're doing. Thank you. Hmm. Great reset. Check that out. So that's what they've been getting you ready for behind closed doors. You know, and trust me, this started long before 2020. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they've been working on this for a long time. All right. Hey, even do me a favor. Can you pull up a video on CERN? I just want to pull up some comparabilities. Let's just see. Let's just look at something right here. Right. Let's look at CERN here for a second, y'all. Let's see. Let's see what's a part of the reset. Let's see what else is a part of the reset. Let's see what they got for you out here. While the world was asleep, they kept you in the house, right? They kept your entertainment going. They kept you, eating popcorn or watching TV, right? You forgot about all this.
Damn. Look at that. As soon as I pull it up, what's the first thing we see?
What it say?
How many videos they got?
Well,
You
I
see
can't
that?
see it. No.
Oh, it says 666 videos.
Mm.
That's madness right there.
Mm.
And
But
it's
look
so
at that. What
funny.
you see right there, right? What do you see in that CERN symbol right there? Do you see that? What is that?
All sixes.
All sixes, 3 6s, letting you know what they doing.
It
Let
goes over their heads though.
let you know who they servicing in the last days. But let's see if we could just play just one. Let's just find a little video. Let's just play something for the viewers here. Fair use. Maybe some people watching this come across, they may not know what this is.
Mm.
Maybe we just talking.
Damn, I wish I could find that one that they had when they were talking about summoning demons.
Okay, so go to put in CERN Shiva dance. Yeah. There you go. Play that.
Okay, it ain't that serious. I don't need to hear all your damn music.
Right. We don't need to. Well, we can see what's going on here, right? You see the ritualistic style dancing, right? You don't have to play the song, but yeah, get that. Let's just look at what's going on here. Let's just look at some of what they're what's the need for all of this. What does any of this have to do with science, right? You see that? Look at the middle. Look at all this. Look at this right here. What is this? Look at that right there. They just showed you who they waiting for. The Dark Prince, the Prince of Darkness.
But yeah, we the crazy ones.
Hey, this what the whole earth is ushering in for the past. You name it. This stuff goes back many years while you've been asleep. This is not nothing new, right? But what it is we're gonna make it plain for you so you can know the time and space that you are actually in. You understand? Look at that. Look at the statue that they have right in front of this place, right?
Everything got an ad on
Oh boy, what we got here? Hey, bro, move that arrow one more time. I don't know what this. Yeah, go hit that arrow one more time. So you see, this is in Switzerland. Okay, that was part of something else I want to show the people. That's very interesting. This is in Switzerland, people, right? But go ahead. This is where they serve. This is where they service in Satan on the highest level. All right, look at that right there. Portal, right? They getting ready. They showing you what they getting ready for. Yeah, while you sleep, they putting it all on your music video awards. They putting it all on your commercials.
Everybody gotta be naked, right?
Right. So we can just kill that right there. That's enough. All right. All praises. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So we see who they're ushering in right here, right? This is who you sleep for, right? Look at this guy. What this got to do with science? I thought this was a science project. Right. Look at that. They ushering, they bringing out your gods for you, right? But go ahead and skip off this, brother. All right. So one thing I want to go into and show real quick. Can you just pull up? Let's look at the location of these places. Can you pull up the World Economic Forum location?
come. See what I can find.
Let's see. Let's see what these places have in common.
Oh, Switzerland.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The World Economic Forum is in Switzerland too. So we got CERN and we got the people here who's giving you your reset. So who's really giving you your reset? who's really who's really giving you your reset here? Hmm? Hmm. Who's giving you your information in the last days, right? Who's telling you what they're prepping for you versus what the Most High is prepping for you? They getting you geared up to be a system ran off of robots and technology where you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what the World Economic Forum tell you? They tell you, listen, you gonna own nothing and be happy. Let's see if we can find that real quick. Let's see if we can find a quick clip of that. See, pull that up. You will own nothing and be happy. Let's see how the people feel about that. That's what's coming while you don't see what's going on right here. And can somebody grab the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 12, right? I want you to understand. So you've seen CERN and you see the emblem of what it represents. You see all the symbolism and you see what they're servicing in the last days, right? And you're a part of it because while you ain't paying attention, if you don't know what your enemy's doing and you ain't paying attention, you have to be a part of the system because you're not gonna know how to block it. All right.
Damn. I think they scrubbed the. I think they scrubbed the video, but essentially this was the beginning of the video, or around the ending. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Right. So these are the same people. If you pull up any article of the World Economic Forum, you will see once you go into what it is that they represent, that's what they're pushing for you is a social credit system that you will have to follow. Right. So they're gonna make sure they're gonna make it real easy for you, right? They're gonna make sure they give you the gifts and they're gonna destroy you because you've already made your pledge. You've already made your allegiance to this system, right? But let's see who you made it to. Somebody got that Revelations chapter 2, verse 12 through 16.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 12. And to the angel of the church in Pergamos,
Mm-hmm.
write, these things saith he which hath the sharp sword with two edges.
Mm-hmm.
I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is.
Even where whose seat is?
Even where Satan's seat is.
Let's see if we know where Satan's seat is in the last days. Go ahead.
And thou holdest fast my name
Mm-hmm.
and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Pantipus Was my
So where
faith
even where Antipas, right? The faithful Saint Antipas, go ahead.
was my faithful martyr who
Was
was
my
slain
faithful martyr, go ahead.
who was my faithful martyr who was
Mm-hmm.
slain among you where
Mm-hmm.
Satan dwelleth.
Where who dwelleth?
Where Satan dwelleth.
So where's Satan see that, y'all? Who knows? Hey, where was Antipas martyred at? Who knows? Hmm? Can it be? Can it be that there's historical references that show that Antipas was brought to the Apollyon Temple and was slain in Geneva, Switzerland? Am I just can I is there a source that says that? Or maybe I just made that up. Maybe I just made that up. It says I know where Satan's seat is, right? So just maybe while they over there planning the World Economic Forum for the people, they doing it right there in Satan's playground. And they putting all of the imagery right in front of your face for you to let you know what they playing with while you still playing with fireworks. Mm, mm, mm. But maybe I just made that up, right? But listen, if you're willing and you want to do your own technical research, look up for yourself and see where Antipas was martyred at. And you come back and you tell me where Satan's seat is. Okay? So let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 16. Now let's just hold that. Let's hold that for now. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Okay. Oh, so he pulled it up right there, right? So if you want to, you could pull up. There's several documents on this, right, to show forth that there was a person by the name of Antipas that actually was martyred in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. So rather, if you want to say that that's the Antipas from the book of Revelations or not, we'll see when all time is revealed, right? But we have sources that say that that's where that brother was taken to and martyred. Okay. So let's go on here, right? Let's get into the reset.
You say you want Zephaniah 2?
Verse 1.
One.
Let's get into the principle. Let's get into what we're supposed to be doing here, right?
Con.
While
This
everybody's still celebrating.
con. This the
All
book is
praise be to the Most High, Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
con. This the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Gather yourselves together,
Mm-hmm.
yea, gather together, O nation not desired."
Right, and we read these scriptures all the time for the people, but I don't know what we really waiting on, right? What are we waiting on? But go ahead.
Before the decree bring
Mm-hmm.
forth,
Mm-hmm.
before the day pass as the chaff,
Right.
before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Right, and we understand that we're approaching the day of the Most High's fierce anger upon this earth. You understand? If you take the time to read the prophecies sometimes instead of watching basketball and looking at the fake news, you would understand that the real news is right here in these scriptures, right? Somebody let me get Joshua chapter 24, verse 1. Right, go ahead.
It says, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you,
Hmm.
seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
Right. So now, while you have liberty, right now, while you have time, to get ready for the creator's reset, man's reset is over. Okay. We shifting into a time period where they can't undo what has been done. It's already been too much bloodshed, too much falsehood. The sins are already burnt up the Most High's nostrils. He's done away with it already. Okay. So now it's time for you to get yourself together before you burnt up, because the Most High, he done had enough, right? Let me get Joshua 24 and verse 1.
The book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 1. And Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem and called for the elders of Israel
Mhm.
and for their heads and for their judges and for their officers, and they presented themselves before God.
And understand that. Look at the righteous order in which Joshua carried himself, right? He had enough dignity with all his greatness to go and gather the elders, to go and gather the officers and all of the chief of the men and the people who have positions of power, and bring them among the people, among the Most High, right? To establish order. Go ahead.
And Joshua said unto all the people,
Hmm.
saith the Lord God of Israel,
Hmm.
your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time,
Hmm.
even to Ra, the father of Abraham,
All right.
and the father of Nachor, and they served other gods.
Right, because Abraham's father was a heavy idol worshiper. When you go into the history, you understand. He was servicing many gods, and Abraham had to learn the righteousness from another fellow servant who taught him the ways of the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And I took your father Abraham from the other side of the flood,
Mm-hmm.
led him throughout all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his seed, and gave him Isaac.
Mm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
gave unto Isaac Jacob and Esau, and I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it.
He gave Esau what?
Mount Seir to possess it.
See that? So the Most High can give who he want whatever land he want to. So if he say, listen, I'm giving the kingdom to Israel, that ain't your position to get in the midst of that and say, well, I want to put somebody else in there. You can't fit nobody else in what the Most High's work is. You don't know what he put together. You understand? You and your emotions and your feelings not understanding how he set this up from the beginning, from the fall of man. Go ahead.
God. But Jacob and his children went down into Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Moses also and Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
and I plagued Egypt
Mm-hmm.
according to that which I did among them.
Right?
And afterward I brought you out.
And after that, he brought you up out that place, right? And he gonna do it again right over here. Same thing, right? It's the same principle. Wake up and understand the spiritual prophecies at hand, right? But go to verse 14 through 25. Go ahead.
Come. Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth.
Right. So now you got to understand that you've been played. You've been servicing something outside of your creator the whole time because you've been having the wrong information. So now the information is being brought to you as simple and plain so a child can understand. So that you know what time you're in. So you know how to gear yourself up. Right? The Most High has sent his faithful servants to study these scriptures for hours on end and days on end. So that you can get the information plainly, right? Doing the work for you. You see that? This is for you. Go ahead.
Come. Oh, yeah. and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood,
right?
and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh.
And serve ye Yahweh, right? Somebody grab Isaiah 43, verse 1. Go ahead.
Come. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day
Hey,
whom.
listen, while you was out there getting it in yesterday, pledging your allegiance, your alliance to this place right here, right? Hey, we telling you right now, you better make a choice this day who you gonna serve, man. Right?
Choose you this day whom ye will serve,
Mm-hmm.
whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood,
Mm-hmm.
or the gods of the Amorites,
Mm-hmm.
whose land ye dwell.
Right?
But as for me and my house, we
Understand that for us, our brothers, right? We're gonna choose to serve Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. We're gonna choose to serve our nation, our brother and sister next to us, right? So we can take the kingdom in the last days. That's what this is about. This is about you coming back to your position of power in the earth. And the earth right now is establishing itself, right? Rather, if you like it or not, you're gonna be forced into seeing and understanding the prophecies that was right before you. And you're going to know that there have been many prophets right before your eyes. Go ahead.
come. Oh, but as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. And the people answered and said, God forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. For the Lord our God, he it is that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt from the
Hmm.
house of bondage,
Hmm.
and which did those great signs in our sight.
Right. The Lord did all these great, wonderful things right there in our sight. So you Negroes understand he ain't playing. He raised up the kings and the pharaohs in Egypt, and he brought them to a position of power, and he put them over you to rule over you, so he can break the kingdom right in front of you to give you the kingdom that was for you, and he gonna do the same thing again. Nothing new under the sun. He gonna break this wicked ass system. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
Come. Where we at? Salakia. Okay, well, did great signs in our sight and preserved us in all the way wherein we went,
Mm-hmm.
all the people through whom we passed.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh drave out from before us all the people, even the Amorites which dwelt in the land.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore will we also serve the Lord, for he is our God.
But he is our God. We got to start to get these possessive pronouns together and understand he's our God. Okay? That listen, love that, learn that, live it. Okay? Acknowledge that phrase. He's our God and none else. Go ahead.
Come. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is an holy God. He
Mm-hmm.
is a jealous God.
Mm-hmm.
He will not forgive your transgressions nor
Mm-hmm.
your sins. If ye forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and
Right?
consume you after that he hath done you good.
That's right. There you go. What verse you at?
Verse 20, about to be on
Mm-hmm.
21.
Con.
And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve Yahweh.
Mhm.
And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witnesses against yourselves.
What did he say?
Ye are witnesses against yourselves.
So you got to understand that, man. We made this agreement to follow, right? We all came together, and we're gonna have to do it again. We're gonna have to all come together and make this agreement amongst each other, right? To
Mhm.
truly follow the Most High's agreements, His covenants. The same way Joshua brought all of the people together, and we're gonna have to do that again as a nation. Go ahead.
Ye are witnesses against yourselves that
Mm-hmm.
ye have chosen you the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Serve him. And they said, we are witnesses.
That's right. Go ahead.
Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you.
Right. And that's what we have right now. We have a lot of strange gods that are servicing amongst us, and we're not willing to put them away because the people are not even acknowledging that when you attach yourself to falsehoods, you attach yourself to other gods because they are about other worships. These people who put these holidays before you to go against your God given heritage and purpose, right? Was to serve their story, their gods, right? So that you could bend to their will, not to the most high, right? So that you could follow their constitutional law, right? Go ahead.
Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline
Mhm.
your heart unto the Lord God of Israel.
Go ahead.
And the people said unto Joshua, the Lord our God will we serve, and his
Hmm.
voice will we obey.
You hear that? See, go ahead.
So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and
Right.
set them a statute and an ordinance in
Hmm.
succession. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God.
There it is. That's it on that, right? So the Joshua made a covenant with the people, and the people agreed. You understand with the covenant that Joshua was bringing forth to establish order, to restructure, reset the nation of Israel, right? But it's going to be no more falling. You understand? Once this place start to cripple, if you ain't been gathering yourself together, if you ain't been obtaining the wisdom, the precepts, right, the knowledge to know what's before you, you're gonna fall without wisdom. You're gonna fall and perish without the law. You see that? And whatever righteousness that you thought you had, it ain't gonna mean nothing in the sight of the Most High because you didn't give Him your all when you had the chance, right? So let me get Isaiah 43, verse 1.
Khan, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1.
Hmm.
But now, thus saith Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob,
Hmm.
and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear
Hmm.
not, for I have redeemed thee.
For
I
he
have
had did what?
I have redeemed thee.
Hey, the Lord have redeemed us. So let's just stop right there for a second because I thought yesterday our people were celebrating freedom and independence, right? Ain't that what they was out there doing?
Supposedly.
Was the people out there celebrating independence and slavery and being over?
The crazy
And,
thing is that that's
and,
not even what Independence Day is. Independence Day was the day that America
and, go
got
ahead
away
and pull it up real quick.
from,
Let's
huh?
let's pull it up. Let's pull it up real quick for the people.
Hey, we could
Let's
definitely.
just let's just see. Let's because maybe we making this stuff up, right? Maybe in 1776 we don't we maybe we don't know what they gave us. I don't think we know.
I don't think we know.
Let's see.
Well, let's see. Independence Day, the day known colloquially as the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the Declaration of Independence, which was ratified by the Second Continental Congress, establishing the USA. The founding fathers. See, you're doing too much with the Declaration. We're going to go to somewhere where it talks about it. There we go. The background. During the American Revolution, the legal separation of the 13 colonies from Great Britain.
From where?
From Great Britain.
From Great Britain. What is what go ahead.
In 1776 is actually occurred on July 2nd when the Second Continental Congress voted to approve a resolution of independence
Right.
that had been proposed in June by Richard Henry Lee,
You see?
declaring the United States
Mhm.
independent from Great Britain's rule.
From Great Britain's rule. So what that have to do with Negroes over here getting their property taken away from
Oh, nothing. They were still in slavery. They couldn't own
them? They were still over here finished,
property. Yep.
right? In 1776, right? But we following the Constitution and we think we free, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what did they give us? What did they give us a few years later, right? Did they give us the Constitution as well?
Hell no.
Huh?
Hell no.
Yeah, they did. A few years later, they gave us the constitutional law, right?
I mean, I guess we can keep going.
Huh?
Can we keep
No,
going?
that's what they gave. That's what they gave the people. Let's just pull it up real quick. Let's just see the Constitution. Oh,
Constitution. Let's get it. Let's get it.
right. When did they institute the Constitution? Right.
Oh,
The three fifths. The 3/5 clause. Right. What happened to the people? So while we walking around here right now saying we're free, we forgot that the Constitution that was established right here in what
89.
1789.
It ain't got shit to
17
do with us.
1789, they gave you the Constitution right after your independence, right? Well, not your independence, but somebody's.
Somebody's in
Okay, somebody's independence, right?
just
But
like
this
this.
is what they gave. This is what they gave the said Negro in 1787 when you go into the history, right, of the 3/5 of a person, right? That 3 out of 5 slaves were counted, for taxational purposes. So when you look at the census documents and what they were counting, there's no record to show who's the minority or who's the majority because they counted you out anyway since they started counting. You see that? So if they was only counting 3 out of 5, for taxational purposes, where's the true documentations on how many of our people are walking on this planet?
Mm-mm-mm.
Right? So they cut you out and took your leverage from under you, so you don't know how many people you have. So therefore, you're voting and you're following a system that you couldn't. Your vote can't count. Your vote can never equally count against their vote because they already counted you out through the system that you still try to uphold, right?
Still don't count.
And still don't count, right? Well, let's see who you were supposed to be, pledging your allegiance to, right? You know, uh, Looking for your redemption, looking for your freedom, right? Let's see if it's this system, right? Let somebody grab Genesis 49, and can we read it in the ISV real quick? A matter of fact, Mahar, you can pull it up on there. Genesis 49:10 in the ISV, and yeah,
You mean the ESV? I don't think there's an ISV.
see what the ESV say though. But there's you might not have it up there.
The ESV, the scepter shall not depart from Judah,
Mm-hmm.
nor the ruler's staff from between his feet,
Mm-hmm.
until tribute comes to him,
Mm-hmm.
and to him shall be the obedience of the peoples.
Right. Well, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but it goes into when you read it in the ISV, it actually goes into your allegiance and making an alliance with and being under the Most High, right? But let's grab 1 Kings 8:33 in the NET. How about that? And while he's getting that, if somebody could grab Exodus 23:32.
Salaki, you wanted which?
Um, 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 33 in the NET.
NET. It's First Kings 8, verse 33. It says, "The time will come when your people Israel are defeated by an enemy because they sinned against you.
Mm-hmm.
If they come back to you, renew their allegiance to you, and
Renew their what?
renew their allegiance to you."
Right. So that's who you're supposed to be setting your allegiance to and your alliance with, right? Not pledging allegiance to the United Snakes of America for which it stands. Okay, that's not the allegiance, and that's not the freedom that you're under. You're supposed to be waiting for your redemption from on high. But you've been tricked into thinking that Abraham Lincoln gave you something, or the founding fathers who are not your fathers actually gave you something. When you actually have founding fathers right in the scriptures who you cared nothing about, right? But let me get Exodus 23 verse 32 through 33, and somebody grab Exodus 34 verse 12.
Oh, found it for you.
Huh?
I found that Genesis 49:10 ISV.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's the scepter is right here. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until the one comes who owns them both.
Mm-hmm.
To him will belong the allegiance of nations.
To him will belong the allegiance of nations, not the United Snakes of America.
That's a cold
So,
scripture.
huh?
That's a cold scripture.
Con, you know what I mean? So while you're pledging, your allegiance to the United Snakes of America, hey, listen, you were supposed to be pledging that allegiance, to the scepter, to the King of Judah, the righteousness of the Hamashiach Yahushua. That's who you were supposed to be pledging yourself to. But you forgot about that. But we're gonna try to bring it back, right? Exodus 23, verse 32. Let's see what the Lord told you not to do. So we see what the Lord told you to do, but let's see what the Lord told you what not to do since we forgot.
The book of
Con,
Exodus. Go ahead, Ken. You got it.
con. It says, "Thou shalt make no covenant with them,
Mm-hmm.
nor with their gods,
Nor with who?
nor with their gods."
But you see, our people, we don't have a problem with making these covenants foolishly because we don't want to search for the Most High, who will tell you what to make a covenant agreement with. Go ahead.
They shall not dwell in thy land,
Mm-hmm.
lest they make thee sin against me.
Mm. You see that? So while you dwelling amongst your enemy, you're gonna sin against the Most High. That's why we gotta separate. That's why we gotta come together, right? Let me get Exodus 34:12. Why he got that? Somebody grab Deuteronomy 7 verse 2.
Con, it says, "For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee."
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That was it on that one.
No. Exodus 34 verse 12.
The book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 12.
Somebody grab Deuteronomy 7 verse 2.
Take heed to thyself,
Mm.
lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither
And
thou
that's what you see. Our people don't take heed to their self nor their creator, so they make a covenant agreement with the people of the land. Foolishly, go ahead.
with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest,
Mm-hmm.
lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Mm-hmm.
But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut
Mm-hmm.
down their groves.
Right. So the Most High gave you an order. He told you to destroy all of these idols and all of these falsehoods and these things that have no value to you and your heritage and your nation. You're supposed to destroy all these things. Go ahead.
For thou shalt worship no other God. For
Uh-huh.
Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Man, our power jealous as hell, man. He's so jealous, he destroying nations over your ass. You better get it together. You all right? He getting ready to do it again. You better get right. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and
Mm-hmm.
they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice.
And that's what our people do all the time. We eat of these people's sacrifices foolishly by servicing things that have nothing to do with what the Most High set up for his people, right? Let me get Deuteronomy 7, verse 2, and somebody grab Isaiah 8 and 11 through 12 real quick, right?
This the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when Yahweh thy power shall deliver thee them before thee, thou
Mm-hmm.
shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor
Mm-hmm.
shew mercy unto them.
Mm-hmm. But our people, you see, our people, we want to show that mercy unto these people, man. We like, we telling people, listen, the kingdom is for you. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said you special. And they like, nah, what about the Japanese man? What about the so-called white man over here? I love them too. You know,
They
can
don't
they?
even bring up the Japanese man.
Right. No, they just love the so-called white man so much.
They don't care about nobody
Yeah,
else.
they don't care about nobody else. They don't want nobody else in there but the so-called white man. He's like, yeah, forget about, because that's all our people see.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they know. They forget about the planet Earth. See that? They forgot about how to separate things. They think everything is just all one. You forgot you got enemies and people the most high don't even care about. You forgot about that because you ain't studied. You ain't took time to water that seed. You ain't took time to nourish that wisdom, that was planted. But go ahead, let me get Isaiah.
So, like Isaiah,
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 11 to 12.
you want that big gad?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
For Yahweh spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people,
Mm,
saying, say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say, a,
mm-hmm.
a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be
Mm-hmm.
afraid. Sanctify Yahweh of hosts himself, and let him
Mm-hmm.
be your fear, and let
Mm-hmm.
him be your dread.
There you go. Right? We gotta sanctify the most high, man. We gotta put our fear in our creator. We gotta put our love and power in the might of him who made us, man. Right? And not make covenant agreements foolishly with the other nations, right? But start to build ourselves together as a ruling structured force within this planet, right? Because it's shaping itself for you, but you don't want it, right? Everything that's going on, right? The planets aligning, the sun, everything you see out your project window is for you, right? But you don't want it though. You truly don't want what's out there. You don't want what the Most High put there. You want vanity of vanities, right? You don't want the whole planet Earth in which the soles of your feet rest upon. You don't want that, right? But you still want to make a covenant agreement and pledge your alliance with a nation and accept a freedom from which it stands that does not belong to you. So the Most High ain't freed you yet, Negro, right? So now we got to go back to the scriptures to understand that there was a curse put upon you, right? And it took away your freedom because you broke God's law, statutes, and commandments, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick, right? For those that don't know, there were curses put on the children of Israel, right, for breaking God's law, statutes, and commandments, in which we fell by those things. And when we fell, the Most High put a nation and a ruling class over us for our disobedience. So let me get verse 68 real quick. All right. And it's our position and our purpose to come back to our maker, right? Because he put these things on us. He did these things not to break us, but to bring us to our trueness and power in the last days. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again,
Mm-hmm.
shipped.
With ships. So understand this, right? That word Egypt there is synonymous with bondage. You're in bondage right now, if you haven't forgotten. You're still here servicing your oppressor. You're not free. You do not have your own military, nor your own land, nor your dollar, nor your coin with your name on it. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou
Hmm.
shalt see it no more again.
Right?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall redeem you, but yet our people redeemed already. Our people just shot off thousands of fireworks yesterday for vanity of vanity.
No, no, you gotta misinterpret it. They're saved.
Mm, mm, mm. You said they already don't went to glory, huh?
They already in their glory. That's what they think.
They, they already at the stairway to heaven, huh? Man, who did it to them, man?
They at the one pearly gate.
The one. They had the one pearly gate,
The
huh?
one
Finished.
pearly gate.
See that? So you're not free yet, right? Because the Most High haven't redeemed you. If you had no wake up call, so-called Negroes of the Americas who's predominantly watching in the last days, the so-called Hispanics and the native and the indigenous to this land, you are the Israelites, and you've been going through hell because your creator been upset with you. Your creator been pissed off. You pissed him off. So the only way to come back is to service your creator. Let's go back to that Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. Let's go to verse 15 on that. Where we at on the time? Okay, perfect.
43 and 1.
It's the
The
book
book
of
of
Isaiah.
Oh, you got it, King? Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 43. You said 15, King?
Yeah, let's jump to 15. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's finish that out on 1 and 2, I believe I wanted there. Let me see. Go ahead.
Khan, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But now thus saith Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel,
Mm-hmm.
fear not, for I have redeemed thee, and I have called thee by thy name.
You
Thou,
understand that? See, the Lord have redeemed thee, right? In his time. But that time ain't happened yet because you still got to go through a tribulational period. You still got to go through the things to come. You see that? You ain't went through the final trials yet. So you ain't saved from nothing. Right? Go ahead.
Khan, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have
Mm-hmm.
called thee by thy name.
Uh-huh.
Thou art mine.
Dog, what?
Thou art mine.
So the Lord claimed you. He said, you mine, you belong to me. You don't belong to America. You don't belong to China. You don't belong to Africa. You don't belong to Russia. You don't belong to none of these nations who are not of the most highest order, right? He put you in the place of Israel, but you was his first from the womb. So it don't matter about the place, it matter about you getting yourself together. He gonna put you where you supposed to be, right? But we ready to do things and we ain't even put ourselves in a position of where the most high want us to be at yet. We ain't following what our ministry is, right? We ain't took up the rightful helm with the information that we have, right? To even give it to the people. But we jumping and skipping and making things, making plans without fulfilling what the Most High set forth when he gave you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you was an Israelite. So you better start letting all of these things sink in the last days while you making judgments, while you making decisions. All right, let me get verse 15.
Isaiah 43, verse 15. I am Yahweh, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King.
You're what?
Your King.
Yeah, Yahweh is our King. Yahweh Shah is our King. Understand that, right? Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh, which maketh a way in the sea and a path in the mighty waters, which bringeth forth the chariot and the horse, the army and power and the power. He shall lie down together. They shall lie down together. They shall not rise. They are extinct. They are quenched as tow. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will do a new thing now. It shall spring forth.
Understand that the Most High is going to do a new thing. The Most High is going to reset this planet in its rightful place, not man, right? Man's goings is of the Lord. So he's putting the people in positions of power to bring forth the final judgment and the final reset. So what they think they're doing for their good, they're actually doing for the pleasure of the Most High. So he can show forth his final power within this earth. Go ahead.
Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness.
Understand this. We're going to have a way in the wilderness, man. What are you worried for? Right? What are you losing your patience and faith for the Most High? He's going to make a way for us, even in the wilderness. Even in our darkest hours, he's going to make a way for us. Go ahead.
And rivers in the desert. The beasts of the field shall honor me.
Go ahead.
The dragons and the owls, because I gave waters in the wilderness.
Go ahead. Let me get Isaiah 44, verse 1. Go ahead.
And rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen.
To give drink to who?
My people, my chosen.
To give drink to my people, my chosen. Understand that, right? The Most High is only for his people, his chosen servicemen and women elect, right? Go ahead.
This people have I formed for myself.
This people the Most High formed for himself. He didn't form everybody the same way. He put a special spirit and soul in his elect men and women, the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
They shall shew forth my praise.
And that's what we're doing. We go out on the highways and the byways. When we do these work, when we do these lessons, we're showing forth the praise of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
But thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob.
But many of our people ain't calling on the Most High right now. They still sleep blind, following the ways of America. Go ahead.
But thou hast been weary of me, O Israel.
Go ahead.
Thou hast not brought me the small cattle of thy burnt offering. Neither hast thou honored me with thy sacrifices.
Go ahead.
I have not caused thee to serve with an offering, near wearied thee with incense. Thou hast bought me no sweet cane with money, neither hast thou filled me with the fat of thy sacrifices.
Right, what verse we at?
24.
All praise. Let me get Isaiah 44, verse 1 through 2, right? So we got to understand that, man, that this is a calling from the Most High to reset his people in a rightful order, to start to call on him, to start to reservice their rightful steps to the calling and what they see going on, not the distractions, right? Not all of the technology and the things they put before you to distract you, right? They're putting out a lot of this stuff like this new technology. You got people riding on scooters around the cities, you know, and they don't know what to do. You know, we out here teaching and trying to do the service work of the Lord, and they running through all scooters all crazy like it's something new, right? Matter of fact, right, because we was just talking about the 1700s, right? Hey, while I'm speaking on that, can you go even see if you can pull up a video real quick on the 1800s, the technology of the 1800s. Let's pull up. Let's see if we can find electric scooters back in the 1800s. Let's see. Let's see if they already reset the place from even the technology. Let's see if there was a heightened sense of technology at one point in time, but the devil masked it for himself. Let's see.
Let's see. What are we looking for here?
Go to videos. Let's go to videos. I want to. Yeah, let's go to videos. Let's see some real quick. Let's see if we can just find some.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Damn, they ain't even showing no filters. Okay.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. How about that? Just go to YouTube and pull it up. See what happens. No, go ahead. Go to. Let's go to YouTube real quick. Put it in on YouTube real quick for the sake of time. Let's see what we got.
1800s.
Yeah, it should come up with them. Click on that old world technology. Let's just see. Let's see what that.
Oh,
Just see.
I think I just saw what you. Was it not?
Yeah,
that?
there we go. Click on that one right there. Let's see that one. Yeah, let's see that one. Perfect. Look at this now. So are we making a big fuss? Look at what they was. Look at what they had back then. Don't you see them on jetpacks right now flying? Go ahead. What happened?
This one looks more safer than the ones they got now.
Right, a little more stable. Now look at that right there. Check that out. Now they gave you. Now they gave you and I back in the '80s the big wheel. How we go how we go from the 1800s from riding around in something like this to now when I was a little boy, I had to get a big wheel and damn near kill myself with a big wheel when they had technology like this hundreds of years before.
Man, you know the things I would do with this big ass tire.
Yeah, oh, they had one for the kids too. But go ahead, let's you know. Check that out. Yo, check this out. Hey, can't you use that technology today?
Hey, they'll try and off you if you try to make something like this.
Can't you? Hey, can't we use that today? You know how hard it is to parallel park in certain situations.
I was thinking the same thing.
Come on, who does man think they playing with, man?
Hey, them flying scooters are like some Star Wars shit. For
Hey,
real.
listen, that's coming next. They gang you up next for the flying car and everything. They already had it though. They already had it. It's old technology. They just couldn't release it then because they wanted it for themselves. Now they have no choice because of the planet itself and what the planet is doing.
Mhm. That's the Hindenburg, is it? Or something like it, maybe.
Look at that. Last time you seen a blimp. Oh, man, come on. Hey, you see something like that in the sky right now, they probably trying to shoot it down.
I mean, they did, but it came from China, so they let it roll.
Right, there, oh, there you go, right.
Caterpillar.
Look at that.
What the hell?
Hey, nothing new under the sun, right? Nothing new under the sun.
Damn.
That's how you do a U-turn back in the day.
So if they had the technology and the wisdom to do this stuff back then, what happened to it? What happened to the building of cars this way?
Passing Rouen Cathedral, something almost literally out of Jules.
Oh, don't get me talking about the cathedrals now. The cathedrals going to a whole nother understanding when you break them down in Philadelphia and all that.
Cruise at speeds of up to 70 odd
those
miles
are those are energy centers.
on water. The energy factor, of course, is hydrogen, which, as any schoolboy knows, is contained in water in the ratio of 2 parts to 1 of oxygen.
Now listen at that right there, right? Didn't they just do a whole planned attack that blinded people? Because there was a brother in Buffalo that was building engines and cars to run off of
I
water.
was just saying that shit, yo. Like, this is working on water. I knew I heard it correctly. It did say H2O.
Yeah, that's what it said.
On water. The energy factor, of course, is hydrogen, which, as any schoolboy knows, is contained in water in the ratio of 2 parts to 1 of oxygen. A formula described by Jules Verne more than 100
years ago. Right? You know, they just created a hydrogen car, right? They got that for you too. So while they killing the people who are the creators of the technology, they showing what they, what they are the whole time. Devils, they killing you for your information.
Goddamn devils.
Right? But hey, what do we know, right? We just bringing forth the information in the last days, man. All praise to the Most High, man. There go your technology, though. Hey, watch out. Keep being distracted. You understand? Right? Keep being distracted by the new technology and the wows and the gadgets out there. And you ain't paying attention to what's really going on, right? What they covering up, what they putting before you. You ain't uncovering the veil. You blind. Right? Let me get Isaiah 44, verse 1 through 2. Let's see how much of this we could roll through here.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen.
So understand this, the Most High now is making it plain to you who he's talking to, who he want to get the understanding, who he want to make this reset change for himself, right? Who he wanted to set the rightful order in place for in the last days to rule nations, right? So he says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, right? In Israel, whom I have chosen." Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh that
Mm-hmm.
made thee and formed thee from the womb,
Mm-hmm.
which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, thou Jerusalem,
Jeshurun.
Jeshurun Salakia,
Mm-hmm.
whom I have chosen.
Right? And that is Jerusalem. So you're right. Go ahead. Another word for Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty,
Uh-huh.
and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thy offspring.
Right, and that's what you see going on right now. That spirit is being poured upon the seed of Israel in the last days. That's why we're out here watering the nation with this information. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And they shall spring up as among the grass,
Mm-hmm.
as willows by the watercourses.
Mm-hmm.
One shall say, I am Yahweh's, and
And that's what
another,
we're saying now, right? We out here on the highways and the byways screaming to the top of our lungs that we belong to Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob,
Go ahead.
and another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
So that's why we taking back our God heritage and our name back. We're taking back the name of Israel. It belong to us, right? So when you see the men, right, changing their names up, you understand, going back to the name that has strength and power that's under Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, right? That's under the banner and the nation of Israel. That's what we're doing. We're surnaming ourselves as the biblical scriptures say. Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh,
Because
the,
it's thus saith Yahweh. Go ahead.
the King of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts. I am the first, and I
Mm-hmm.
am the last.
Mm-hmm.
Besides me, there is no God.
Understand that besides the Most High, there is no other power. He's his own self, in line with his own self. You understand that? And he direct the other powers that have power within his realm. But he's his own power. You understand that? He didn't place his son, who he gave the position and power to do the creation upon the earth, the position and power right next to him to say he's with me. But we know the heavenly son is right there, right next to the Father in the spirit, right? But he's making a declaration of principle to align himself as the head person in charge, right? The ruler, the one who sit upon the big throne. Go ahead. Let me get Isaiah 48 and verse 1, right? And I'm going to read this and I'm going to let y'all tell me where if we need to make a part two because we at the 2 hour mark approaching and I got a lot more. So we may have to do a part two. Y'all let me know after we read this verse.
The book of Isaiah, you said 48 and 1, right, King?
All praise to the Most High.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye this, O house of Jacob.
So we want you to hear this, O house of Jacob, right? While the earth is asleep, while you still got time, while you still got liberty, right? While it's still a little peace and quiet out your window. We want you to hear this, O Jacob. We want you to hear this, O Israel. Go ahead.
Which are called by the name of Israel.
Because you was called by the name of Israel, that Prince of Power, right? Yasha Allah. Go ahead.
And are come forth out of the waters of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
which swear by the name of Yahweh.
Which do what?
Which swear by the name of Yahweh.
I thought we ain't supposed to swear by God. I thought that's what they tell you. But we swear by the name of Yahweh to do all those things that's written before time and the things to come. You understand? We stand on that principle and that foundation to praise the glorious name that was before us, right? The rightful name that was taken from us. We praise that. We glory in that name through tribulation, through downfall, through being trodden down, right? Hated upon from our own people. We glory in that name still, right? Go ahead.
and make mention of the God of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
but not in truth nor in righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
For they call themselves of the holy city
Mm-hmm.
and stay themselves upon the God of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Go ahead.
I have declared the former things
Mm-hmm.
beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth,
Uh-huh.
and I shewed them, I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
And they came to pass. Hallelujah. Right? So I'm gonna pause on that right there. We are going into the 2 hour mark on this particular class. So we appreciate all those that took the time to come out and vibe and build with us on this War Zone Wednesday, right? As we still vibing and building in the spirit in the last days. We're gonna do a part two to this lesson right here. If it was edifying to the people, right? We want you to throw a like on there, understand, so that other people can gather the information. Share the video, share the information in the last days. Because we're gonna be coming with a lot more information for the people in the last days to gather yourselves together. If you are in the North Carolina area, right, and close to Raleigh, come and build with us, come and gather with your people. We just trying to do the work of the Most High and serve our Creator, right, to the best of our ability in the last days, right? Do any brother have any words that they want to say before we shut this down?
Hey, I'm grateful. All praises.
Khan, all praises to our Maker, right? We want to say Tawada Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. This is Yahweh's camp, right? I'm your brother Yashuv.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. This the brother Yahshua by Yahweh.
Shalom. This is Brother Mahar.
Hey, Shalom, this is Ra'am.
Hey, Shalom, beloved Israel. This your brother Shapar.
Kwam Yasha'al.
Hey, all praises to the nation of Israel. This is your beloved servants, right? As we strive and suffer in the last days into perfection and completion of time, right? Hey, we pray that all Israel come together in the last days. Hey, and keep watching out here, man, because it's going down, right? So come back and build with us for another lesson, right? Next week. You understand? Or if the Most High put it on us, if they rain us out, we may just come back and see you before then. Most High's will, right? So until then, right? Y'all be blessed. Stay prayed up. Keep a watchful eye out there, right? And mighty shalom to all the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, the men that go out on the highways and the byways, the women that's at home doing the work as well, and governing the home and the children in the last days. A shalom and a salute and a kwam yasha'Allah to the nation of Israel. Rise, Israel, and take back your righteous place and reset this earth.
Kwam Yasha'al.
Kwam yasha'Allah.